Hey, welcome back to Score on Business. Again, I'm Pete Hendricks, and make sure to check out scorenashville.org. Okay, so we're going to get back with Carol Penterman. And Carol, your companies have grown quickly. What are some of the success factors that have led to that?
Well, the most important thing that you do, that I have done, is bring the right people on at the right time.
Yeah.
The biggest thing is, obviously, I was moving from opera to in-home health care.
Yes.
And I don't know anything about in-home health care. So finding the right, should say, partner to go with me from the beginning, start with me from the beginning. And I found a brilliant lady who'd been in the home care business for 20 years. And she filled in the blanks of the things I didn't know. I know how to run a business. I know how to do PR, marketing, motivate people, run a successful staff team. And she knew all about the healthcare business. So that was key. And I quickly learned too that sales was not my best thing. That I didn't have time to do everything I was doing and go out and sell the company.
And that's such a key lesson, because nobody is good at everything.
That's right.
And so do what you know to do and get people to help with the rest.
So that was my second hire, was a gentleman who does my business development, and he'd been again doing it for about 20 years and brought his expertise on to our team. And then we started seeing what our barriers were. There are quite a few in-home healthcare companies in this market. I think when I started there were 23. There are now about 50. So obviously there's a glut to some extent. So we started getting inventive. We started looking at what other service lines could we add into our portfolio that might be something other people are not offering. And my business development person brought across to me a child care company, which has actually been around for about 20 years in Nashville. It was the largest and one of the most widely respected of the child care agencies in town, and they were looking to sell the company. And the best part of it was, one of the co-owners wanted to come with the company.
That's nice.
So it had built-in expertise, a built-in management staff, and so I purchased a child care company.
You know, you are really hitting some critical points here. So you're in the new business. It's going well and it's growing quickly, but you're recognizing, man, every week there's 10 zillion new competitors, and so you started asking the question about what can we do to differentiate, and I think that's brilliant.
Well, when you my philosophy is, when you hit a barrier, find a way over it, around it, under it, and that's what we were doing. So we can't do this. What can we do? And again, started getting creative about that. And the two companies melded beautifully together because we have the same kind of mission and values. We have a wonderful team spirit that everybody is pulling for everybody and works together hand in hand. And then when we looked at, we're doing child care and we're doing senior care, we said there's a piece missing. And the piece that was missing in the middle was, how about all of the professionals in town who really don't have time to manage their personal lives? So at that point, I added what we call Penterman Concierge Care, which does concierge services to help you, as the tagline goes, to help you get 36 hours out of your 24-hour day. So again, we feel like it's a business model that can be very successful, because we're doing the entire spectrum of care for an entire family.
And there's differentiation there.
There is.
And then guess what? The folks that are having children in daycare, well, their parents are not spring chickens anymore,
and that's exactly what we're finding. I mean, family care came on board under our umbrella about 2.5 months ago, and we've already gotten about 6 folks who have said, family care, do you know of anyone who can do care for my mother who needs she's getting out of the hospital and just needs a little help for a few weeks? And luckily, we can always say yes. So what we're trying to build is a consortium of companies, or a group of companies, where the answer is always yes. Yes, we can help you.
And so your plan, tell me about future plans.
Well, right now, Interim Health Care is doing very well. We've been in business now for 2 years. And one of the great things that I have found that Interim Health Care does that other companies don't do is staffing. So we're staffing a lot of assisted living facilities. We are staffing, we have a lot of national contracts, so we're doing clinical studies through national contracts.
Right.
So I also have nurses and LPNs on our roster as well.
Right. And there's some diversification.
Absolutely. It helps, again, another service line.
Yeah.
So I see that's only going to grow.
Right.
Family care, we're getting it up and running. We've identified some, shall we say, barriers or challenges that need to be addressed with family care. And then we are going to bring concierge care on board too. Eventually, but my father always says, look at the big picture. The big picture eventually is we'll have 3 separate companies, with each with their own management and management team and leadership team, and then there'll be the holding company, which is Penterman Professional Care, which is the holding company for all 3. Will oversee all 3 of them. So we have the organizational chart, we have the vision of where we want to go for the future. But one of my favorite things from when I was a stage manager is you decide where you want to go, and then you figure out what pieces you have to put together in order to get you there.
Yes.
So that's exactly where we are now. We're putting we're putting the pieces together to get us to where we want to go.
And we're coming toward the end of the segment. So in about 30 seconds, what have been the best ways for you to find, or what's been most fruitful for finding customers?
For finding customers, word of mouth.
Yeah.
If you do good quality care, and if you have employees that are highly skilled and greatly supervised, and you do fantastic work, they're going to recommend you to somebody else.
Right.
And that is exactly where most of our clients are coming from, is word of mouth.
Awesome. Awesome. Okay, well, ladies and gentlemen, we will be back in just a moment. We're going to take a quick break and come back and talk about marketing. Okay, Carol, thank you so much for being on.
My pleasure. Thank you. Appreciate it.